Hello, welcome back to Primo Calcio. We're going to be covering the second game between Italy and Germany in the Nations League. Game ended 3-3. It was really a game of two halves in general. We're going to try to break it down from start to finish, get some player ratings. Let's maybe start with ratings.
Yeah.
Kind of like we did last time. We'll naturally get into the flow of things and what went right, what went wrong.
Mhm.
So, Gianluigi Donnarumma, what would you give him this game?
I mean, he made some big saves in this game. I don't think any of the goals were on him. Do you?
I think he could have done better on the header
Cross? Oh,
from
no, no,
on
no.
goal three.
Someone's got to take the blame for the freaking second goal, the corner kick.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I
He's
mean,
he's the captain, so no, he's getting blamed for that. At least one
yeah,
of many
there's
will get blamed
so
for that.
many to go around for it that I
Yeah,
guess, yeah. But I mean, I thought that he could have done better on goal three. Maybe not that much better, but probably better on goal three. And obviously, a goal two. Goal two is a total calamity, so the whole team gets docked a point for that.
let's give him a 4.
Yeah, he's a 4.5 type of performance here. Let's give him a
He
four.
had some good saves, but yeah, too many mistakes. Yeah, I can't believe I forgot
Gatti,
about that. I gave him a 5. He wasn't responsible for any of the goals, except for the second one. We're giving him responsibility in that. And when we did our tactical analysis on this just a little bit ago,
I think Gatti was
there's
fine.
multiple freeze frames where he's the only defender in the right
Yeah,
position.
I think Gatti was absolutely fine.
Yeah, it
So
was not
I
his.
I
Yeah,
would
not
go
his
with
fault.
a 5 for Gatti as well. He made him get like a 5.5, but no, 5 is good enough. Buongiorno.
I give him a 4.
Yeah,
He had a really good second half. He was
agreed.
our best defender in the second half, but yeah, that first half was a fucking stinker, man.
He needs to play. This guy needs to play. You
Yeah, he
saw
needs to play
he
more.
grew into the
Yes.
game so much. He needs to
Mhm.
be the unmovable center back, and I think that's actually going to improve it. I know people love Bastoni. We're going to point out some things later on here. We'll just give him a rating first, but afterwards we'll point out some things. And I think he's good where he belongs. But Buongiorno is the best true center back we have. He needs to play more games. He can't be this sub guy. He needs to play.
Completely agree.
Our Bastoni,
1.
yeah, I'll go with yeah, he gets a 2 from me, so 1.5. Bastoni was terrible.
He's responsible for every single goal, at least in part.
Agreed. Di Lorenzo.
Di Lorenzo,
I mean,
5.
really, I don't know. I'll
He
give
did
him a 4. What
four.
did
If
he
it's
what did he
yeah,
do?
I mean he's always decent going forward,
Yeah,
especially when Politano came on. I mean, it's hard. It's really hard to analyze this because I think the very simple answer is when you don't show up to play a half, you're gonna this is gonna be the
yeah.
result. And then when you come back out of the second half and you play your asses off, that's gonna be the result. So it's really hard to tale of two halves, man. I don't know. Di Lorenzo, 4 or 5. He wasn't one of the. He blew the third goal by missing his mark, but like you knew that's what he's going to do. That's what he always does. He can't win a header in the box to save his life.
Yeah, I'm not blaming him too much for not like winning that header. That should have been Bastoni back there 100%. So we'll
Yeah,
go into that and kind of do a little bit of the breakdown. But yeah, he just doesn't do much for the national team, in my opinion. If we're running a three-man back line, I don't think he really has a spot. So 4. Udoje.
4, 3. I mean,
I give it a 3. I think he was terrible in both games. Very, very
yeah,
wasteful. He wasn't great in
yeah,
defense and he wasn't great in attack. He would blow by his guy a couple times, which we know he's got the pace, but his delivery would always get cut out. He never delivered a great cross in this game, so it was kind of pointless. I mean, we both didn't want him to start this game.
no,
I
it should have
think
been
that
Ruggieri.
yeah, Ruggieri is more solid defensively and has a better quality of ball. He's nowhere near as fast. I think Odoje needs time. He's got he's got some skills. He needs some time. He's not ready right now. I
Not
like that
ready.
he's
No.
getting minutes, but he's not ready. We really missed having the best wing backs that Italy has in Cambiaso and DiMarco big time.
Oh yeah,
But at
yeah,
least you could have given
absolutely.
Bellanova a run out. At least you could have given Ruggieri a run out. I didn't like
Yeah,
the side back choices this game, the wing back choices
no,
rather.
no. We got a lot of. I got a lot of issues with Spalletti this game. I think he's been doing a decent job, but it's kind of falling apart. So let's, we'll get to him. But
It is and it isn't, but yeah, we'll get to that. Ricci,
ah,
I
give him a
thought he
4,
was he
man.
was, he was pretty decent. I would give him about a 5. I think there was one play that I think he was not marking his man, not where he should have been. But I actually thought Ricci cut out a lot of plays. I saw him back in the box a few times cutting out crosses. I actually liked that from him, and he was relatively aware. I don't think he was bad at all. I think there was one play which we'll go over on goal. The
Yeah.
travesty that was what goal one where he wasn't covering his man. But there's way more
Yeah.
things that are higher blame, so I would give him a
Yeah, that
5
wasn't. Yeah,
personally.
he wasn't the only one responsible for that by any means, but he certainly played a role. I don't know. I wasn't too impressed. I don't know.
I don't
He's
know.
fine. 4 or 5. It's
We'll
fine.
go in the middle
Right.
then, but I feel like he was probably closer to a 5. Barella, I don't
I
think he
think.
played that well.
Uh,
I think he
I,
gets a 5 for effort, maybe 5.5. I don't think he played that well. I
yeah.
think him and Tonali were like the same. They were not where they were in game 1. They were like
Well, now I know. I
stuck.
think Borelli was definitely better. I think he made the right choice to sub the right guy off, and Tonali played an awesome game last game, but
Yeah,
I
he
think
was
Borelli was a
not in
little
it this
better.
game. Yeah, I mean,
No.
we're talking about people who just weren't good in general overall.
Yeah.
I honestly, the more I
Yeah,
think
we're
about it,
comparing turds.
I'd like to give the entire midfield across the board like either a 4, 5, or a 5.
Yeah, I think Borelli was the best midfielder. I do.
So
I
we'll go
I,
like
I think
this.
he absolutely was. But
We'll do that.
sure.
Maldini.
Oh, two.
I don't think he did much. I mean,
He did nothing.
I struggled to give him a 2, but
He didn't
he's
do
gonna get a
anything.
3. I don't think he did any worse
That's fine.
than Udogie.
No,
Where's
it's true.
Keane?
9.
8.
I don't think you could have done a better job. Almost at least when the first goal came, single-handedly taking the bull by the horns.
Yeah,
That was a big show of character.
was.
I absolutely loved it. I loved seeing that out of Keane. That was
He gets the out and out starter spot for sure. Him and Retegui need to be there.
yeah. Yeah, we were worried about him at a big level and exactly in moments like this, just kind of
He
washing
started the whole
away.
comeback.
Yeah, he is the one he was a catalyst for it, and that's what I wanted to see. Hell
Yeah,
yeah, I was super pumped about that. I give him a 9, baby.
I'll go 8.5 because I was thinking 8. So we'll go in the middle. Definitely the best player on the field for there.
Yeah, he was still out there for the first half, so yeah, 8. Yeah.
Subs. Politano,
Oh,
I thought did well off the bench. He was active. He was lively. He was definitely better than Di Lorenzo as a wingback, and I do like him as a sub, especially when we need to attack because that's really what he thrives in. So I thought he was pretty good.
Politano is always going to get like a 5 or 6. That's
I
just
think
the
he
kind of
gets a
player he
6 this
is.
game. I thought he was pretty solid.
Yeah,
He made some impact.
Politano will never get you a 9, but it won't get you a 2.
Yep.
He's an average player that plays hard, and I don't know, man. It's weird. You can just kind of trust him to be solid. He was solid. Didn't
Yep.
screw anything up.
No, I actually thought he was good on that side though. He actually helped out a lot. I mean, nothing was really coming off of Udogie's side. When Politano came on, it was helping that side a lot. So I think he definitely
Well,
gets a 6.
him and Di Lorenzo worked really well on that side, and that was our better side. So that Napoli connection did help out there. So they did
Um,
well.
what is he?
Uh, I don't know. What do you think?
I think he put himself in some dangerous spots because he always does, but he didn't have the same impact that I'm used to seeing from him. I think he did help in pushing the team forward, and it definitely added some needed energy. Because I think Tonali and Barella both just seemed a little bit gassed to me. They just didn't seem like their normal selves. So it helped to have him on for Tonali. Um, he was probably similar to Politano. Maybe he gets a 6 because he did help at least with positionally, but maybe a little worse than Politano.
I think
5, or a
I think
6.
Politano was. Yeah, I'll give him a 5. I think Politano was better.
Go with that. Raspadori, once again, kind of confirms what I always thought. He is a totally fine sub. He added a lot of energy. He was hungry for the ball. Like he was. I thought he was quite good. As a
He
starter
dropped
last
back
game, he
in
was
midfield a
terrible.
lot.
He helped link a lot, and I like that from him. So I thought
Yeah,
he gets like a
he
6.5 here for me.
my favorite moments were when he would actually drop back in the midfield and dictate some of the attacking moves.
Yes,
Because it just wasn't
he was
happening. So he did a
noticeable.
really good
No,
job.
he was
Yeah, he was
noticeable.
noticeable.
I think he
Yeah,
gets about a 6.5.
yeah,
He was definitely
I
a
agree.
big improvement on Maldini there.
Mhm. Yeah,
Which is funny because it was the opposite way
yeah.
in game
Last game.
one. So it just shows you that these
Yeah,
guys are not the guys who should be starting. These are
mhm,
subs because they have some qualities, but they are not your starters. So,
correct.
Luca and Zaccagni Spalletti,
Too late.
what are you
I
doing,
can't even give
man?
him a rating.
You got to
Can't
win
even
the
give him a rating.
game. They're the right subs, but wow, that's
Yeah,
late. You're gonna give them like a minute. I can't
yeah.
remember when they came on, but it was late.
It was late. Yeah, it was not enough time to get in the game and make an impact. And I wouldn't have taken Keane
85th
off for
minute.
Luca. Anyway, I would have thrown Luca on there, but I
I
would have
agree.
kept Keane on as well. I think Keane was your best player. He was still dangerous. He was still running, and you know, You just get rid of all your effort,
All your work rate.
all your work rate
Yeah.
up top, and yeah,
Luca
okay,
works hard,
cool.
but he can't work as hard as Keem, man. Luca's like a
No, he doesn't cover
giant,
as much
dude.
ground.
Yeah, he can't do that.
Yeah, yeah,
No, I
he's
agree,
just a
man.
big dump.
I've been wanting to see those two together for a little while now. Like I thought that
Yeah,
when it was maybe 75th minute, something like that. Go ahead, chuck both strikers out there, right? Then
yeah,
put Rospa in behind him. Take out a midfielder or something like that. Do something to kind of push his team forward a little bit.
I agree.
But I can't get them a rating. Now Spalletti, we can definitely give a rating to.
Oh, he gets
And
a 1.
so I think
This
that
may be a 0.
this was poor. So I think lineup wise, Rovella was tired. I agree with starting Ricci here. Um, I didn't hate Di Lorenzo out wide, but I would have definitely chosen to start. What's the guy's name who I think is pretty Bellanova.
Villanova.
Yeah, I would have put him out there. Udoje, I really wouldn't have started. I think his performance in game one was enough to see that he shouldn't be starting this game. And
I mean,
his
what else?
subs just weren't great. I mean, they just weren't.
What's the criteria for starting Ruggieri? I mean, Odoja was so bad in game 1,
I
and
don't know.
why'd you even call Ruggieri then? If if that game 1 performance doesn't warrant a bench spot, what does? I mean, or
Right,
why'd you even call Ruggieri in the first place?
right.
Just bring Zappacosta up. If you're that desperate to win this game, then call Zappacosta up.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, honestly, Zappacosta's been playing great all year.
Yeah.
Super dangerous all year. Yeah, I don't know. It was very very strange. I like that he went with Gatti, Buongiorno, Bastoni. The issue, and this is now when we can start getting into some of the meat of this, was their organization was so crappy. Buongiorno was out on the left side so much because Bastoni was stepping up and trying to do way too much stuff. Bastoni needs to be on the left center back spot and stop trying to do too much and stop reading his press clippings and try to just be the guy. Be a left center back. You're a great left center back and sit there and let Buongiorno play actual center back. Goal one, and I'm watching it right now. You can probably see it on my screen.
Yeah, I can see it.
Goal one. I don't know who this is pushing through the midfield. I think it's Goretzka maybe. And you see Gatti playing in the actual center, shuffling the line across. Buongiorno is trying to mark Kleindienst, who beats him for pace there,
He's marking the
unfortunately.
winger. Yeah. Yeah.
And Bastoni is stepping up into midfield to try to play D mid. Yes, Ricci and Barella were a bit behind, but
They're way
you
behind. Yeah,
don't
but
need to step that far up in the mid. Hold your ground, hold your position, make them beat you. Don't go out of position. So Bastoni goes way out. Buongiorno, tug. Yes, like it's always soft because that's how these guys play, but in the modern game, it's probably foul.
yeah, I
Either
mean,
way,
it's annoying that the German player had absolutely zero intention of actually playing the ball and just jumped in front of him and take a dive. But it's going to be a foul. It's going to be a
yeah.
penalty
When
every
you
single
grab
time.
that much shirt, it's gonna
Yeah,
happen. So
yeah.
I have
This is
no
just
problem with
being
the
cold
penalty.
and yep, cold, out of position, disorganized. This is what happens.
30 minutes in, and
Mhm.
Bastoni is out of position, and Buongiorno is playing left center back.
Yeah.
What's going on? Just
I mean, how
hold
many
your
times do we
shape,
see?
guys. Hold your shape.
Well, how many times we see Di Lorenzo covering at center back
Yeah, I
as a
know.
wing back? I mean, it's. I
It's
mean,
not good.
I think no, it's terrible. It was super disorganized. All
Um,
right, next goal.
goal two. I don't even think we need to break this down. It's
There's nothing to
laziness,
break
it's
down.
sloppiness, it's just guys not being ready for the moment and not being zoned in.
Yeah.
And it cost them everything. If you really look at this, that one terribly avoidable goal, Italy lost overall by 1 goal.
Yep.
That's it.
It's incredibly juvenile behavior, and this part of it. This was a particular bad case, but this part of it's nothing new for Italy. Whining and bitching about calls excessively every single time. I don't know how many times we've gotten burned and not, like I said, not in this way, but I remember Chiellini crying about the was it the Suarez bite? Remember that?
Yeah, he's like
And they give
pulling
up
on
a
his
goal
shirt
right
going,
after that. It's like,
exactly.
dude,
Don't in,
just
man.
play, man. Come on, dude. Like, just play. Quit
Yep.
being a bitch. Just play. Yeah, and then so, that's what this is good for Germany for taking advantage of it.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what you should do.
Oh,
You
look,
know,
they're crying. Let's just play.
yeah,
Yeah,
he just, hey,
there you
pass
go.
me the ball. I got it.
Yeah, bury it. Yeah.
And honestly, it wasn't. It was a pretty not a great ball. So actually, pretty decent shot from Musiala to back up and hit it. But
Yeah.
hey, he had plenty of time, and they're just sleeping. Oh my god.
It's embarrassing, dude.
Whew. So goal
Just
three though
embarrassing.
is by far the one I have. I guess the second most problem with, because goal two was just a disaster. Goal
Yeah.
three, is, and we just broke this down prior to. I'll figure out all the legal stuff with YouTube eventually, but I don't want to show a bunch of stuff. This is so much on Bastoni, it's not even funny.
Right from the get go.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna kind of walk through it as I look here. So Bastoni takes the ball out of defense. He's in his Donnarumma passes to him. He's got options. He can pass it back to Donnarumma. He can
He
go pass
delays.
it
He
to,
delays.
yeah, he can pass it to Gatti. He tries to sprint forward. He gets through the attacker, and he does it outside of the boot pass to Barella because that's where he wants to pass it because it's some sexy pass. Barella's covered by 3 people. By the time the ball gets to him, the ball gets intercepted. Now after this is even worse. Bastoni doesn't run back and play center back. Ricci's in a fine position. He's behind the ball. He's got his guy next to him. He's watching the ball. He slides over to play D mid where he should. Bastoni still doesn't back up. Bastoni comes up to try and play D mid, further pulling the defense out of shape. But he,
Just the freeze frame you have there.
yeah, it's terrible.
Why is our deepest guy Gatti? Like we're even Buongiorno. He's like he's way too far forward. And this has to be a Spalletti call. We said this last game. The center back stepping up and being incredibly aggressive,
Well,
and
it's
they're
almost
with
always Bastoni too.
it. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But I mean,
Well,
it's
last
not
game they
good.
had Calafiore as well, and Calafiore was doing the same shit. I mean, he basically wasn't
But
even
at
playing.
least he's
He's
the
just
left
in the
center
midfielder.
back, and they
Yeah.
weren't pulling themselves too much out of shape. So either way, right now, after he makes this play where he shouldn't be stepping up, he makes a poor challenge to intercept a pass. He still has time. He has time to run back and get in the box. Di Lorenzo's there too. They both start running back. Di Lorenzo's actually like moving at a decent pace. Bastone's walking. Kleindienst, tallest player in Germany's attack, and their striker is unmarked right now. Bastoni has plenty of time to get there. He keeps walking and walking and walking. Di Lorenzo covers him. And you know what's going to happen. Kleindienst is going to beat Di Lorenzo because he's way taller than him and an actual striker. That goal, please, people, go back and watch this highlight. It's around 5 minutes. In like the extended highlights on like the long version. Please watch it. You'll see every mistake Bastoni makes here. Now I don't want to hammer on just him because this is a team issue, but this goal right here is so much on Bastoni. It's crazy. This guy should never be in the center. I don't know why once
I'm,
again he was shuffled to that spot, but I mean this defense is
the, re-
unorganized.
the reason we're bringing it up is because that when we get to the Spalletti analysis, or if that's what we're doing right now, I think when we get to the final breakdown, we're going to see why. Because there's a major issue with overall defensive organization, and even from where he's positioning these guys, the basics is so wrong. The guy just doesn't know how to play defense, man. He's just
No,
not. You can't be a tournament coach for Italy and not know how to play defense. You have some decent defenders here. We don't have a bad crop of guys like
no,
Bastoni,
individually they're fine.
Buongiorno.
They are
Yeah,
fine. They're definitely good enough to compete with anybody.
yeah, yes, and yeah. The first half was just a disaster. Shame on the players though. So this is where I don't blame Spalletti. Okay, and people are like, oh, you have to get your players ready to play, dude. If you don't show up at all to play a game, that's on you. F
Yeah.
you guys. You're here representing Italy. Spalletti shouldn't have to motivate you
No, not
to
at all.
to, to not stink it up that bad for a half.
Yeah, goal two
Like,
about not being zoned in and not knowing what's happening in the game is not on Spalletti. It's on the players.
no, dude. The whole like Spalletti, the tactical stuff's on Spalletti, but a lot of that stuff is also just sloppiness, stupidity, not having your head screwed on straight. I mean, we're just getting destroyed. That was a disaster of a half.
Yeah.
You can't show up to play. I'm sorry, that part of it's not in the coach.
No, and honestly, this is good. One goal goes the other way. Italy ties this game. They go to PKs. That's all it took. So if they were just in it, even with the sloppy plays on goal 1 and 3, they would still have tied the game. So now we move to the
As
second half.
well, so as destructive and unmotivated as Italy was, the one thing you can guarantee is that everybody's just as bad as you are nowadays. So now we go to half two.
You
We
have
get to see
to a terribly
Germany suffer a
misplaced
similar
pass from
fate.
Germany. Yeah, just a really bad missed pass. Keane picks it up, buries. Makes no mistake. Great shot, bottom left of corner, and starts the comeback. So 3-1. Italy's got some motivation. Keane stepping up, and boom. Then we progress forward to goal number 2, which I believe I want to actually look at the breakdown here. Honestly, I thought the shot was great. I think he took a little snapshot, which kind of caught the keeper off guard. Todd didn't mark him close enough, and the Todd's supposedly one of the best defenders in the world. It just goes to show
There's
you
no good defenders.
exactly what I was about to say. It goes to show you there's actually no great top defenders. Like, so what we have is totally fine. He lays off him, lays off him, lays off him, allows Keane to move and
That is,
shoot. Like, what
dude,
did you
that
do
is
there?
such,
Nothing.
it is such bad defending, dude.
It's awful.
That's so bad.
Yeah, and this is supposedly set like one of the world's best. All right, and,
Well,
and
they
then
were
and
trying
then
to get their
Bastoni on the
Baggy
other
Bay,
end
and
is
everyone
supposedly
forgot
one of the
Brady
world's
was.
best.
Yeah,
So
these guys
come on.
blow.
So either way though, Keane again, he had the gumption to actually take the shot, take the responsibility on his own shoulders, and that's what I wanted to see from Keane because the last big game he played before the two Nations League ones, he seemed a little bit scared and didn't seem like he was playing like he did for Fiorentina. He played great, and boom, 3-2.
This is gonna get the confidence going, baby.
Now we go to the penalty. So penalty decision here. Di Lorenzo, right? They called it a penalty on field. They go a VAR check, and then they call it off. And it
That's the
was
fishy part.
that was the worst part about it, and that's definitely fishy. And I'll go on and say it's not even fishy. I think it's just BS because
It's completely BS.
in order to overturn a call. Now, if you want to call it a penalty or not a penalty, because everybody dives and both penalties for Italy and for Germany are 1-1. They each have their fair share of hamming it up. This is what players do. But Schlotterbeck didn't really get the ball, even if you could say he may have possibly touched it. It wasn't clear. It wasn't obvious. And if you're going to overturn a call, it has to be clear and obvious. So my problem is that they tried to overturn this call, which was very, very fishy. And that right there, once again, changed the game too, because that would have been another goal, and Italy would have went into penalties there.
That's pure corruption. It's absolute
Junk.
BS. If it's any, yeah, I mean, you saw what happened to us in, teams like what Atalanta and Roma in the Champions League games. This is just more of this shit. And if Italy doesn't grow a sack and start fighting against this, it's going to continue to happen.
Yeah, I mean
It's
that's
totally
that's
unacceptable.
two game changing things right there. So I mean, and that one is BS
This is
because Italy
happening to
actually
all our
did the
teams.
work to come back.
This is happening to all our teams all the time. And I'm not one to ever bitch about calls. You know that. And I don't think any of these should be penalties. Blah blah blah. Like this year especially, something is wrong. Something's not right. Something's corrupt. The Italian teams are getting suspiciously horrible treatment every single time they're on the field.
Yeah. Third goal penalty, handball. I mean, it's me and handballs. I don't know, but I mean, either way, it struck the guy's hand. It is what it is. Nobody really complained about it. Buried the goal.
Well,
So
it's all about the letter
3-3.
of the law now. There's no interpretation anymore. There's no spirit of the rule. It's all letter of the law.
Yeah. It's weird, but either way, I mean that one nobody really contested it. Good PK from Raspadori, 3-3, but it was too little, too late. And I mean honestly, I thought Italy was gonna be made to pay for their game one performance, and I called a 2-2 tie here because I just thought that the game one, which they way outplayed Germany and should have won that game, was gonna pay. It was gonna cost them. They still should have came back even with what they had, but the adversity they faced with the ref was not right. Sloppiness in goal 2 killed them. So there's definitely things Italy could do. I'm not going to focus on the BS. We know that was BS, right?
Yeah.
Let's focus on Spalletti. What did you kind of see here that really said at the beginning that you thought Spalletti had a bad game?
Real quick so the fact of the matter is, as bad as we performed, as frustrating it was to watch this team, we lost by 1 point to a team who played just as poorly and shitty as us. That's called Germany, who's supposed to be one of the better ones around right now. We are not far off at all. We are suffering from some serious organization, we're suffering from a serious lack of organization. And since we're getting to the Spalletti bit, he does not know how to organize a back line. Unfortunately, I don't think he should have to. It's pretty cut and dry. But when you have Bastoni playing in the middle and Buongiorno playing off to the left, it just doesn't make any sense to me.
Well,
Bastoni cannot play the middle.
I
He's
know
terrible in
Buongiorno
there.
was in the center at the start, but the fact that they're
He
able to
was,
get so
but
out of position, there's
yes.
a problem there. There's a
If you look at all
problem.
those goals, where's Bastoni?
It's a lack of discipline.
Right.
It's either on Spalletti's part where he doesn't drill it into these guys nonstop, or these players are just that dumb. Like I think it's more Spalletti's issue because you can train that. Say, listen, once you start getting
Yeah.
here, you're too far out. Nope, boom, go back to your spot. You just need to train these guys. discipline and organization, and then the back three is necessary.
The modern player is not good enough to let them be free. Since they were a child, they've been completely controlled and taught robot ball. They're not capable of. You need to completely control them. And this is case in point when you see Bastoni. Last game was Bastoni and Calafiore. They were both driving me nuts. Just play your damn spot. Pick your spots to move forward and make the
Especially in
plays.
defense. In attack, you can
Yeah,
be a little bit free, right? You can be creative. In defense, just lock it down. Be a unit. Be tight. Be organized. That's all I want to see. I want to see Italy do that 3 to 4 games in a row.
just play for Italy. Stop playing for your highlight reels. Stop playing for your stats. Stop thinking you're better than you are. Just play for Italy. And right now for Italy, you're the left center back, and that's your job. Play your spot.
Yep. No, I mean that's definitely on both. But yeah, probably even more so on Spalletti for not hammering that into his team.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. He's a
I
major concern. I don't think he's done a bad job with call-ups. I don't.
no,
And
I liked
I'm glad he.
90% of his call ups this time around.
Yeah, I mean, even the starting lineup. I mean, that's not the wrong starting lineup, guys.
It's
It's not. It's
decent. Yeah, I could make tweaks, but when he released the lineup, I wasn't like, oh no, we're not like I was fine with it. Like yes, I would have made a couple changes for me, but it wasn't like he came out with some outrageously wrong lineup. It was fine.
and we're also missing arguably one of our best players in DeMarco and Cambiaso, those two guys have been playing great. I mean, with those two guys on the field, that makes
Those
a big
those
difference.
are our top notch wing backs. Either way you
Yes,
slice it.
yeah, missing
I
both.
do think that he needs to get the defense sorted out. Those three,
Yeah,
there's enough talent there. You've got Buongiorno, Gatti, Bastoni, Calafiori. You've got Gabbia, who for some reason he doesn't call up, who he should be. You've got more than enough talent on that back line to make a 3 man work
Kamutso
easily.
comes. Yeah,
Amutso, you got a
yeah.
lot of talent there. It's fine.
The saving grace is we got a really shitty qualifying group because of this.
No,
So that's good.
he needs to really get these guys organized and playing because this team, weirdly enough, is actually good enough. Now that
Yeah,
we have a striker who can bury, we have two now. We have no Retegui, and
we're
I think
taking and King.
Luca. I think Luca, if you give the guy time, he's gonna be good. He's got a
Yeah,
cockiness that I think lends itself very well at the national team games because he's not gonna care about the moment. I think he's just gonna bury.
yeah. I'm totally fine with cocky strikers. It's
Agreed.
kind of par for the course. I'm not too discouraged at the talent level at all. We're there. We really are. We just need Spalletti to get this shit together. And if I don't think he's a tournament coach. I really don't.
No,
I think there's absolutely better options. But if we're sticking with him, he's got to figure it out. He's got to learn how to defend suddenly.
I will say he has been improving, and that
Yes.
has been a positive. He's got the right formation now. He's got close to the right personnel now. Now he's got to just
Yes.
lock it down and be a little more organized. And this team is going to get better. They've got time. They're entering a nice peak. So
Yep.
he has made improvements, and that surprised me because usually these guys are so dang stubborn. They never change. It's finally like we finally got a guy who will change a little bit. That's part one of being a tournament coach. So he is getting there. He's not there
And he's
yet,
learning
though.
his lessons. Yeah. Yeah. He's got to get his guys in there. He's got to realize who's not going to
Yeah.
perform for him. But no, he's got the right formation. He just doesn't know how to coach defense. I mean,
Right
his teams are
formation,
just
poor
never organized.
defense, and
Yeah.
honestly, like, what are you gonna bring on Luca and Zaccani in the 85th minute for?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
man, like those guys have actual quality, especially Zaccani. What are you doing bringing him on that late? You're gonna try to change a game. Come on, man. That's two
It's
games
a
in a
shame.
row.
Yeah. It's a shame. What a piss poor performance. And shame on the players for not showing up to play that second game. Not coming out of the box. Um, you know,
What would you
shame
guess,
on
Valetti?
Spalletti for not getting these guys organized. I give him a 1 for that
I,
game. A 1.
I'll give him a two. I thought he got most of the lineup right.
Yeah, that's true.
He gets in between.
Yeah. Not as big as fan. Never was, but he's like you said, he's shown some ability
He's
to change.
learning. Yeah.
He's made the right calls with formation and personnel mostly. But yeah, we got to see if we got to see if he can figure out how to play defense, man. I mean, I would very much prefer a proper tournament coach that's defense first.
Yeah, I mean, if you put
This
like a guy like Allegri with this team, that's a tournament coach. People may say what they want about Allegri, but if you want to win, I don't care if it's dirty. Allegri's going to probably get you some wins.
oh, he'd be
He's gonna lock it down. And he's going to get you a decent lineup.
yeah, he'd be an amazing tournament coach. Meanwhile, we got the Spalletti who wants his players to play with joy. Well, Barcelona's, I don't know what that means in the first place, but like if my coach ever said that growing up, I'd laugh. Like
Yeah, my
Bastone's
joy would be
playing with
winning.
joy.
Yeah, my joy would be
Yeah,
winning.
play with joy. What are
Yeah.
you talking about? What does that even mean? That's the weirdest thing to say.
Let me know how much joy you have when you lose.
Yeah, that wasn't joy there. I know. I didn't have any joy watching it. I was
Yeah.
just mainly annoyed the whole time, and then rolling my eyes in the second half when they actually decided to play. I'm like, oh, here you go.
Yeah.
Now you, now you give a shit.
It's how
Yeah,
they are too. It's weird that the team just like some like you'll see random times just comes out of their shell and actually plays. Like this would happen when we won Euro like recently. Like Italy just played from minute one and kept doing it. And it's like I don't know. It was like a different team. They actually had confidence. I don't even think it was like that great of a team, but they had some good character. On this
yeah.
team, we lack some real character. We've got if you look at our starting lineup, the guys who have a lot of character are probably Barella and Tonali, because Ravella wasn't there. I would have included him in that too. Keane is showing some character now too. Gatti maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
You know, I mean
he's
that's your character guys, man.
yeah. I mean, he was the only guy in the right spot today.
Donnarumma depends on the day. I would say some days he's really in it, and other days he's sloppy. That's how he is.
Yeah,
So
no,
we need,
there's so much inconsistency, man.
yeah.
And I want him to settle in on a starting lineup. I want him to settle in on and play the same guys, and play the same guys again, and the same guys again. Let them
He's
get
getting
used to playing
close. You
together.
can tell there's only about 3 to 4
Yeah,
slots on this roster that's going to change as far as starting lineup goes. He's getting close.
yeah.
Like,
My
and
concern is what he does when Calafiore comes back.
I really, really hope he shoves him on the right so he doesn't have all the inkling to go forward, puts Bastoni on the left, and puts Bongiorno in the middle, and just runs him there and says, don't get too far out of position.
I think he's
Done.
going to bench Buongiorno.
Yeah, of
Buongiorno was
course
by
he is.
far our
Of
best
course
center
he's going to
back in the
bench him.
second half. He won every single. He kept us in possession almost by himself half the time. He just needs to play more.
You know he's going to
Between
bench
the two
him.
guys.
He's going to start Di Lorenzo. He's going to start Bastoni. And he's going to start
Yep.
Calafiore. That's what he
Yep.
likes. And,
Yep.
I honestly, that's not a good enough defense to win you a World Cup.
No, but Bastoni
Not.
can't cover. He can't mark. He can't mark in the
And Di
box.
Lorenzo is going to give you that
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
chance a game. He's going to give up. It's not good
Yep.
enough.
Yeah. Di Lorenzo cost you a goal. Bastoni can't mark anybody. And we're in bad shape. Calafiore thinks he's a midfielder.
Yeah, it's
It's,
you gotta go with those three.
yeah, I agree.
But I mean, or at least
And
put
just
them that
keep
way.
building it. Keep building it. It's let these guys continue to play together and get their synergize. Same with the midfielders. I like Ravella, Tonali, Barella. That should be our setup. Roll
Definitely.
with it.
Yep,
Done.
Ricci's a good backup.
Yeah.
Cortez is a good
Yep.
backup. Day we didn't get to see him, but I think he's definitely gonna fit, especially if he gets starting.
Yeah.
That's the right choice. I actually really like who the six he chose for midfield.
Yeah. Same. I think that's the right choice.
The attack was pretty dang close. He didn't have Retegui, of course, which is hard, but he'll get there. And I think Zakanya, healthy Zakanya, would have played way more minutes. He probably would have started the game.
Yeah.
So
I think Sakanya is definitely our
yeah,
best option there when
and
Chiesa is not going to be called up. Yeah.
DiMarco Cambiaso picks itself just when they're actually healthy. So
Yep.
there are some big changes here that we're going to get, but it is what it is.
Yeah. I think that's what it is.
What are your kind of ending final thoughts, or did we? Okay, I got one last one. It's kind of something
Yeah.
similar to what you already said.
Well, you go for it, and I'll do mine.
Sure. So, kind of what you said earlier, this team, although it is a loss, is not that far off. And we talked about it prior. There's very few teams I think are truly objectively better right now, and that's probably Spain. I think every other team Italy can compete with, and they can even compete with Spain. Spain's just a little better team, but they all play together. A lot of guys from Barcelona play together day after day on the same squad. Like Italy doesn't have that yet, but we'll get there. I think this team is not far off. Our defenders can compete with anybody if played right. Midfielders, I think, are truly top class and compete with any midfield.
Yeah.
We finally have some strikers who can bury it, and they just need some international experience. And we have some decent subs. This team is finally good enough to compete, but now we need the structure. We need these guys to develop some more character, some more playing time, and Spalletti's just got to lock this thing down. But I really do want to end with just saying this is not a bad team at all. The comeback alone was more than enough to kind of show that they can play. And besides a few sloppy goals and then some BS, Italy would have been totally fine. So
Yeah,
I just
we had an
want to
opportunity
end
to
on a
win a game
decent
that we were
note.
down. Yeah, we had an opportunity to win a game that we were down 3-0 on. The talent level's there. I don't think Spalletti is capable of taking this team to a tournament and winning with them. I don't. He's not good enough defensively. He's weird. He's goofy, and it's every once in a while he gets it right. but he panics. I think you saw him panic at Euros, and that was a different situation, surely.
Yeah.
But it's like he like completely destabilized the team.
Oh,
He had no
Euros. Oh
idea.
man, Euros. I honestly, I was, after we were talking, I was like, I don't think we can keep this guy. That was where I was at it for
No,
Euros.
I think some of those things, and he made a lot of adjustments after, and
Yeah,
I was really pleased with what he did, and we were playing well. And now he's starting to mess around again, and I'm just like, you need to stop. You don't know what you're doing when you're messing around with things. At Euros when we were in the 3-5-2, that was for like one half. That was our best half. That we could actually
yeah,
created our best chances in that half.
yeah.
And then he changed it at halftime because he didn't see it. So he went back.
Crazy.
There's some major concerns with this guy. I don't think he can do it, dude. And it's a lot easier to keep him there and hope he figures it out. I just don't think he will. And this guy could cost us an opportunity to finish very well at this next in the World Cup if we keep him to
In
finish
the
long.
next two tournaments, I mean, Worlds and then Euros again. I mean, this team is not a very old team. I mean,
No,
Donnarumma, I
it's
think,
very
is still only 26, something like that. So it's, I
yeah.
mean, and he's been around for years now. He's been around for a decade. He's been playing for. He's only 26. I think who's the oldest guy in the starting lineup? Is it Barella?
It's Barella.
Right?
This
It's
team
crazy.
is. I mean, really think about that. These guys have so much more experience to gain,
No, I think it's
and
Di Lorenzo.
these
Sorry, Di
are
Lorenzo, the oldest guy on the team.
De Lorenzo.
He
Yeah,
shouldn't even be there
these,
anyways.
no, he shouldn't. These are they're learning hard lessons. They're growing as players. They're growing as a unit. Are they are they learning how to play organized game? No, but they're like you said, they're a young team, man. This will take some time to get the experience. This World Cup, next Euros, we have a good shot. I want to see massive attention to details in the defensive side of the ball. We are so bad right now, and we
That's all
have
we
a chance
need.
to be better.
That's all we need. Seriously, the goals will come as Keane keeps finding his footing. Retegui, he already knows how to bury. Even the guys like Maldini and Raspadori and Luca and Zaccagni, those guys can put goals in the net. Like this is gonna be okay. You
And
only need
organize
a
some
few
set pieces.
shots. Heck,
How many set piece goals have we allowed
that's
under Spalletti?
exactly it. It's that's Italy's like bane right now. They led in what, two this past game, two the game before, several before that. Like this, they need to sort this stuff out. And for me, that means you need Buongiorno in there from the get go. Needs to be sitting at mid center back, not getting out of position so you can actually help with those balls. Or call up a guy like Gabbia who marks his man well. Have Gatti in there too. Like you need to sort out the aerial marking and the defensive
Yeah,
organization. That's it. That's what I want to see the next several months here.
yeah, I agree. It's a big. This is a big time for Spalletti here because they might have to make a drastic change if he
Simple,
doesn't
man.
fix this.
Defensive
But
organization, aerial marking. It's so simple.
yeah,
Just work on that. That's it.
yeah, I agree. Totally agree.
All right. We'll round it out
Yeah.
here. Thank you everyone for
Yep.
joining. And as always, Forza Calcio. And for this episode, Forza Italia. Ciao.